Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sports Star. Today we're going to be talking about the first mock draft of the year from Daniel Jeremiah, and this could be a long video because I have a lot of problems with this draft. First of all, I just want to thank y'all so much. We got over 1,500 subscribers, and honestly, I did not think I didn't think 1,000 subscribers was feasible. We started this channel probably 2.5 years ago, maybe a bit more than that, perhaps. Yeah, we hit 100 subscribers back in early 2021, and it's been great since then. We always had this great bit here, and then we hit a bit over a month ago. Yeah, a bit over a month ago we hit 1,500. Which, if you had told me that this was when we were hitting 100 subscribers, I would have called you nuts. Almost at 1 million views. Thank y'all so much. But yeah, after my snappy stuff, so now let's get into it. Daniel Jeremiah. Let's see what you have for us today. First pick of the draft, and I already have a problem. Jalen Carter. Great player. Love this guy. He absolutely high-end player for this. And I do think he is one of the premier defensive players in this draft. He's not the best, though. And I do think that the Bears are going to try and trade down out of this pick, maybe to a team like the Colts, who are going to try and jump the Texans to get that high-end quarterback talent. Maybe the Ravens. I've seen the Ravens get up there a few times. Just stuff like that. I don't think the Bears stay in the spot, but if they do, I do think they go Will Anderson, who I think is hands down the best player in this draft, other than arguably Bryce Young. Not terrible, though. Number 2, Bryce Young, no doubt about it. I think, assuming that Bryce Young makes it to 2, this might be the fastest pick in NFL history. This should be a no-brainer for the Texans. Heisman winning quarterback. Just all-around great player. I mean, I think he is the best quarterback in this draft, and I do think this will it'll give the Texans a shot to contend for years to come. Number 3, Cardinals. Love this pick from them, Will Anderson. He's the best edge rusher in the draft. I said it already. I'd argue he's the best player in the draft. Certainly the best non-quarterback. Give it to me in a second. Number 4. This is not great. Will Levis. So, I don't think Will Levis I feel like Will Levis is being drastically overrated this year. He is a project quarterback with a lot of upside. I won't lie, he has a ton of upside, but I just don't think he is that guy in this draft. He's certainly not number 2 quarterback. I feel like C.J. Stroud would be a better choice if you're looking for that kind of high end talent. Not currently at that point though. Anthony Richardson is probably the better player here. I just don't think Will Levis is this kind of guy. I'd say he's a much better suited for middle to late second round, maybe even third round if you're interested. Now, number 5, I actually really like this pick, Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech. Just a really good another premier edge rusher. This draft is one of the better edge rusher drafts I've seen in a while. Don't have much to say here. Like it. Good size. Love it. Okay, so I'm going to be honest with y'all here. I have not done as much work with the corners as I should have. Like past Kelee Ringo and Eli Ricks, I have not scouted that many first-round talented players. So I'm not really a spot, but from what I have, from the minor bits I have seen, this is a good pick for them. They need that corner help, and Devon Witherspoon has been kind of regarded as one of the better corners in the draft, so it makes sense. Peter Skoronski, great tackle, not the best. I don't hate this pick. I don't hate the position of this pick. They should go offensive tackle. They need it, and they need that fundamental for the rebuild that they're about to undergo. And they can probably swing it for maybe if they want to try and go for one last run, say perhaps with Brady. I've seen a lot of connections there. It's been said that it would have already happened if it wasn't for John Gruden getting in the way. So I could see them kind of reloading with this pick and then hoping that it works for one quick contention. But if they're focused on rebuilding, they do still need that cornerstone. So, yeah. But I just don't think Peter Skoronski is that guy. I mean, I feel like there's better tackles in this draft, such as Paris Johnson. But honestly, this is one of the better bad picks of this draft. Lucas Van Ness, I need to watch this guy. I think he's next on my list, actually. from what I've heard, this is a good pick for them, and just kind of furthers along that point of this being a great edge rusher draft. If you need an edge rusher draft, you're in luck. Finally, C.J. Stroud goes to the Carolina Panthers. Love this pick. This gives Carolina a quarterback that they haven't seen since Cam Newton's prime. I mean, I feel like he's arguably the second best quarterback in this, or the best quarterback in this draft. Certainly the second best quarterback in this draft. Next, we have the Eagles. Myles Murphy, another great edge rusher. Part of the 1-2 punch that Clemson's putting into this draft. I feel like this is probably their best pick if they want to go edge rusher. I feel like there is a couple higher value players here, but honestly, I don't disagree with this pick at all. Next, I love this pick so much. Paris Johnson, off the tackle, Ohio State to the Titans. This is what we need. This is the easiest way you can tell if this is a good draft for Titans if we get Paris Johnson in the first. That should be who we go after. I've seen talk to Quentin Johnson, talk to Jordan Addison, all that stuff. No. Go Paris Johnson or trade down. Next we got Joey Porter. I watched him, started to watch him earlier, but then never really got around to it. But from the little bit I did watch, he is a very good corner. And this, honestly, that plus Derek Stingley, who I think played well in his first year, it will strengthen that secondary room for the Texans quite a lot. Before getting further, I'm sorry if I sound a bit stuffed up. I've been having a terrible cold for the last couple of days. Anyways, Jets, Broderick Jones. I like this pick. Yeah, I mean, good tackle on a very good team who's gone up against high-level edge rushers for a large part of his career. I mean, what else do I need to say? New England Patriots, Brian Branch. Don't hate it. Honestly, this middle part of the draft is looking pretty good for DJ. Just kind of that start wasn't that great, honestly. Nolan Smith, another good edge rusher. I could definitely see him going in the first round. I don't think this is the position that the Packers need. I think that, especially with Quentin Johnson and Jordan Addison still being available, I think they should go receiver. But if you're going to go edge, this is the best player available. I'm not sure Gonzalez. I've seen top 5 hype for this guy. I'm not completely sure if I agree with it, but I do not hate the pick. Pittsburgh Steelers, Osiris Torrance. I think he is the best interior lineman of this draft by a considerable margin. Say a great pick for them. Could see arguments for a couple of players, but I do think that is the best pick here. Then we got Trenton Simpson, linebacker. Another part of that Clemson class is going to be very elite this year. Emmanuel Forbes, corner. I've heard from a couple guys top 10. I think this is a fair spot for him. Will McDonald, great edge rusher out of Iowa State. One of the better edge rushers in this draft. He's up there. I think he is arguably better than who was it a couple picks ago? Nolan Smith. I just feel like that it is a pretty close one, but yeah, good pick here. And at 21, we've got Dalton Kincaid. On the surface, don't hate him. I think the Chargers do need that tight end, kind of big body guy for Herbert to throw to, but this isn't the pick. He's a good tight end. I don't think he is number 1. I don't think he is the number 1 tight end in this draft. I feel like he's probably number 2, though I could see arguments for a couple other guys here, but Michael Mayer is 100% better than him in this draft, without a doubt. Baltimore Ravens, Anthony Richardson. This is assuming that Lamar Jackson leaves in free agency, which honestly I feel like gets more and more likely throughout every day. And I feel like Anthony Richardson fits that Lamar Jackson spot very nicely. I'd say they're both pretty similar in the fact that they're run-first quarterbacks. They're both run-first quarterbacks. They both need to work on the pass game. I'd argue that Anthony Richardson might even have a better arm than Lamar Jackson, just strength-wise. But I feel like you could slot him into that system and it would transfer very nicely. Another corner that I haven't watched yet, that I need to watch, but from what I have heard, this is a decent pick here for the Vikings. number one tight end in the draft. I argue he has talent. He has the talent to be a top 15 pick, and I hate this so much because it means that the Jaguars are getting one of the better receiving threats in this draft. Help. Jordan Addison, receiver. I feel like him and Quentin Johnson are 1A and 1B. And it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. You want Jordan Addison, you want kind of a bit of a smaller guy, but faster and better. Definitely a better route runner. Whereas if you want Quentin Johnson, you want that kind of big body slot receiver. Can't go wrong either way. I do think this fits the Viking and the Giants a bit better. Now I got the Cowboys, another one of those high end edge rushers in this draft. That's full of them. I feel like there might be 7 first round edge rushers in this draft, and they might all play great their first year. Will Anderson is going to be a baller. This guy I'm decently high on. Will McDonald I'm good on. Tyree Wilson I think is going to be a great pick. I think that the rookie All-Pro team of edge rushers is going to be one hell of a fight next year. Let's see here. 27, the third tight end of the draft, Darnell Washington. I like this for the Bengals as he's a better blocking tight end than a receiving tight end. And I do think that that fits what the Bengals are going for a bit better. Though I could see arguments against this, preferring to go with a tackle, but I don't think there is that tackle left. At this point, you're probably looking at. I'm high on Carter Warren. I'm higher on Carter Warren than some other people, but even I don't think this is a good spot for him. So I do like this, and he can work as an offensive tackle if needed. Honestly, I mean he's 6'7". At some point, you're just massive. He's massive. B.J. Ojulari. I don't dislike this pick. I do have some problems with though, as he is one of the raw edge rushers in this draft. I do think this is a good spot for him to go, and this is a good team for him to go to. I'm just not as high on him as some other people, though. Definitely solid. Bijan Robinson, help. The NFL needs help if this happens. He's the best running back in this draft. The Bills' biggest weakness is their offense is their run game. This isn't good if this happens. Okay, I've had people make fun of me for the way I pronounce this guy's name. Brian Bresee. I've been pronouncing it Brees for a long time, but this is probably the third part of that high-level defensive class that Clemson is putting out this year. And honestly, really good pick. Yeah. And you obviously have Chris Jones to mentor him a bit if that's how it works out. So yeah. And then we've got JSN going to the Eagles. This might be the best receiving core in the NFL if this happens. You got AJ, who's been playing great all season, and we need you to come back. We got Devonta Smith, who another guy who I feel like has been kind of getting underscored a bit, just as you got that spectacular number one in AJ Brown, but I believe they're both over 1,000 yards on the season, and you're throwing in another guy who can play a bit better inside. I feel like this is going to be a great pick for him. I mean, I feel like you can put 2 of those 3 guys inside and then just have one going deep, and it will work. So yeah, all in all, some really questionable picks. Jalen Carter, Will Levis. But overall, I don't hate the draft. Titans obviously got a nice pickup here, but definitely need some improvement. Hopefully we see that improvement come as we get closer to the draft. Expect me to do a couple more of these and put a bunch more draft content as we get closer. As usual, have a great day. Have a great night, wherever you are. And peace out.